What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Punishers Paintball. I am Meaty Guy Doug. This is Big Daddy Joel. We are here to bring you some October paintball news. Getting toward the end of the month here, so we're going to have to kind of fly through this. I'm going to upload this real quick. I'm a little sick, so you're going to have to deal with me, but I will make sure that I survive the video. We got a couple things to talk about in front of us, but yeah, let's just get right into it. You guys, after the intro, make sure that you use the link in the description to shop at Punishers Paintball, and we'll catch you in a second.
I'm so free.
All right, so we're here with Paintball News, October 2023. Guys, last month was boring, boring as hell.
Bro, the last 6 months have been boring. There hasn't been much coming out for paintball news.
Whatever. I thought there was some good, juicy stuff that happened this year. Meanwhile, in the last month, everything's shit has hit the fan, and we've got a lot to talk about. So, let's start off. So, first and foremost, last week, the NXL announced that Matt Angles is no longer. They have basically removed him of the
Director of marketing, right?
Yeah, the marketing director
Call
position. Me. Too late. They'll replace it. It seems like I talked to quite a few people within the media realm of the world, and a lot of them thought that this was like unwarranted, and that Matt did a really good job with the NXL. I will say this: when it comes to NXL, like basically they've always done a really good job of like. It's always very professional and everything else like that. The branding and all that stuff.
I thought it looked nice. I thought
I did too.
It's on par with the rest of professional sports branding, which is what we want.
Right. So it was kind of a surprise to a lot of people that this happened. But in the meantime, they've replaced Matt Angles with Vince Cunningham. And if you guys are, so let's talk paintball. And so I've had quite a few discussions with Vince, and Vince actually left the sport for a while.
I just watched his video.
Recently came back. Yeah. So check him out on YouTube. But he's back, and now he's back as the interim marketing director for that. I kind of knew before other people did, but it's out in public now, so we can talk about it. So I'm excited. I think Vince will do a good job. And I'm curious to see like how things will change, or if anything does change. I do know that Vince wanted to create a more positive culture for the media, and that everyone could kind of work together and everything else like that. So that is kind of big news within the NXL. Another thing that I'd like to mention is that Tom Cole / the NXL has kind of rebranded the professional scene, which is kind of interesting. I listened to...
talk to me about that, because I was listening to Play the Game, right? Podcast I was listening to?
Yes.
I listened to that too. And so, Major League Paintball, which do definitely go and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Like, if they're going to do it, let's try to help put some air under this, right? But, so is it only going to be the pros will technically play for the MLP?
That's a great question.
Like, I'm wondering now,
I don't really
what logo are they going to put in the grass on the pro field?
On the pro field, I think that they're going to put the Major League Paintball, right? I think all the divisional things would be just like, like AAA baseball is for the MLB, or, like overseas European basketball is for, the NBA and stuff like that. Feeder, yeah, because that's what it is, right? At the end of the day. But listening to what he had to say on Play the Game podcast, I thought was good, because he's basically saying everything that I thought was wrong with the NXL, National X-Ball League. Like, nobody would associate X-Ball with paintball. Yeah. Like, they'd be like, well, what is X-Ball? And then you have to explain, like, well, X-Ball is a form of paintball.
It's a format, whereas, like, football is football, right? Well, right. I should say American football is football. Soccer is soccer. Baseball is baseball.
Yeah, and they changed the logo to make it look more professional. They changed the logo to make it actually have a paintball player on it. Yeah. Imagine that.
Well, because throw back to, like, PSP, there was a paintball player in it, right? NXL has a paintball player.
Right. So, and all of that is to basically try and get us onto television, get us onto more mainstream things. So that is really cool that that's happening. I'm a big advocate for it. If all we have to do is do a relative branding change to try and get things more recognizable.
And from a marketing perspective, rebranding is one of the scariest things that you can do. But if no one, and I say no one, paintball is a big little community, but if the world at large really doesn't know who the hell we are, this is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, because I don't think, obviously, changing the brand isn't going to change people that are already in the paintball world from coming to, to play, right? Like, they're still going to come to play. So, but if this does cause more exposure, which I think it could, then great. So,
Also, hot take from that podcast episode: Marcelo needs to shut the fuck up. I hate listening to him talk. I'm sorry. He's such an antagonist.
okay, all right, well then.
There's your clickbait.
Wow.
There's your
Okay.
clickbait. I'm tired of hearing him talk.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway.
So we know who Doug is not cheering on for World Cup to
Fuck
win.
no.
All right. So next up is so Valken last month-ish released something about the fact that they are going to basically infuse the paintball industry with a compensation package via sponsorship if you shoot their paint at the NXL, and that's going to be for the 2024 season.
Mm-hmm.
But the main prize was Dynasties was in the overall series running, and they're going to be offered $150,000 through, and it wasn't clear as far as what was going on.
It was kind of murky on the details.
It was murky, and I never really I called Valken to try and get some answers, and there was never really clarification on that. So if you guys are interested in getting clarification on that, I can 100% follow up with Valken. But one thing that we did do was we did a video comparison of their high-end paint compared to GI and ProShar, and we did not include HK. That's my bad. But obviously HK makes good paint. But the Valken paint did shoot really well. Actually flew the straightest out of the 3 paints that we had.
And is it a new batch, a new formula?
So basically what's going on is Valken moved their paint distribution over here. So they are now making paint in the United States.
That'll help a lot.
Well, it helps with the logistics,
Yeah.
right? The paint itself could still be poor quality, but I don't think it is. We've had a few different batches of paint that they sent us. Everything was nice. My only beef was that when we play at Level Up, some of the paint is.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let's call it as we see it.
It is dependent on the year. Previous summers, I was all about fate. It's hard as rocks. My joke has been that we play with rocks at level, but it shot straight. That's all I care about at practice. I just want my paint to shoot straight, not swirl, not bust in my gun.
But then there was other times where the fate was very inconsistent. It was super brittle, and then chop paint and you could shoot straight. So, but some of their other stuff, like the graffiti in the New World, was good. I hope that the fact that they're actually making the paint in the United States hopefully helps. It ups the quality, and even if you're paying a few extra bucks a case, it kind of helps things. But I thought it was interesting that Valken's really trying to infuse themselves back into the NXL world, because for a long time, Valken's just kind of completely backed out of it, right?
They were more on the lower level consumer side. They were in the entry level side.
Yeah, for sure, and they're doing a really good job on that. So it's kind of interesting that I think Valken. And the other thing, too, is I don't think Valken obviously would expect 100% absorption of every team that they're offering money that it's going to happen. But, do they actually have $3 million to infuse back into the league and everything else like that? Because
I'd be shocked.
If I'm a pro team and they're offering me $100,000 to shoot their paint, and they're being serious and they actually withhold to their promise.
That covers at least your season, if not more.
Right. So, I mean, that's definitely a game changer. And the other thing that Kenty had brought up when we talked about it, go check out the video, but the other thing that Kenty brought up was the fact that it's going to create competition.
Yep.
With both GI, HK,
and I think that's
and ProShar.
The bigger thing for the industry. Is it's going to motivate other producers to, do something new.
Yeah, for sure. So that's big. We're going to keep following that, obviously. New NXL World Cup is obviously coming up in the month of November. By the time that we make our November, it's probably already going to be we'll probably be back from World Cup. So we are going to have a booth there, guys. So the first time ever, we'll be at an NXL event. If you guys want to come see us, if you're not local to us,
you can come find me. I will be at Cup the whole time filming everything. I'll be filming some semi-pro and helping out at the booth.
Yep, for sure. And I will be obviously running the booth and playing some X-Ball, so we will be there. Check out our booth. We're going to be taking trades and doing all that stuff.
Who are you playing with, Joel?
I'm playing with BS Mafia. Yeah, I'm playing with BS Mafia.
I like these guys.
So, and then new products at World Cup. We've already talked about some speculation stuff. There's going to be some stuff at World Cup. Super excited about it. And you guys should definitely stay tuned because we'll be bringing you a bunch of good content on that. Doug, we kind of talked about a few things, maybe a dye gun, maybe a planet gun, maybe a new Lux or a new shocker or something, but there's going to be stuff released at World Cup, so I'm super excited about that. And then last but not least, guys, well, actually two more things. This just happened. Mark Johnson from AC Diesel fired Mike Hinman. I don't know if you knew that or not.
What? I did not hear that. What?
Yeah. I don't
Why?
know.
Weren't they kind of starting to piece some things together? And do okay?
I mean...
Or was it not happening yet?
So, the thing is with their roster, right? So if
All-star roster, but not placing top 3.
Well, and if you look, when they had basically had the same roster on the Land Saints...
They got second.
Got second place.
They like...
AC Diesel has yet to do that.
Yeah.
So I think Mark Johnson's starting to get a little frustrated. And he has now assumed the coaching position for AC Diesel.
Hot take. When, for a long time, SD Aftermath, right, like they weren't pro, now they're pro again, but they weren't like doing that great for a while, right?
Yep.
And then Hinman left, and they've been looking like real competitors lately, have they not?
No. That's actually,
it was last season.
That's actually wrong. Hinman came back into the picture.
He came back? Okay.
And was coaching Aftermath, and then they got good.
Was it 2021
You're talking about,
they got real deep, right? And
yeah, you're really talking about the guy that liked to fight everybody. I can't remember what his name, and everyone's going to be like screaming it while they're watching this. But anyways, there was a guy that was like very volatile and people didn't like, and he like tried fighting Harris Hussein and stuff.
I remember seeing that.
He left. Yeah. Aftermath.
Hinman came back.
Correct.
And he
correct. And then that's when they got good. And then Mark Johnson and those guys scooped up Hinman, and just that was like within the last 2 or 3 events. And now Hinman's no longer coaching for. So I don't know the inside details, but
I mean, I guess I get it. Right?
If,
if he's the only piece that's I guess I get it. That
so
sucks.
We're just here to bring you the news. I don't have any inside content on that. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting.
But I have an opinion, so fuck me. No,
yeah, right. Last but not least, Fold a Gap is going to be happening in November. So if you guys are scenario paintball players, we didn't forget about you. But yes, Fold a Gap is a very big event on the East Coast.
Okay.
And I forget, to be honest with you, but I think it's in the Carolinas. But Fold a Gap is going to be happening, and we just spoke with a couple of our scenario guys. They are either going to be there. So Nomads Paintball is going to be there, and then Jason from the Zoo PB, he said that like that's his #1 game that he'd want to go to. Yep. So that's happening in the month of November, and it's going to be in the Carolinas. So check that game out if you guys are interested in the scenario world and you're looking for something to play. That would be a really good scenario event for you guys.
I would like to check that out at some point.
Yep.
Is that
anything else, Doug?
You hit everything that I really... My big thing was the MLP. That was the big thing that I had kind of taken away from my recent research and whatnot. But I just really want to get to Cup and see what guns are coming out. That's going to be my biggest thing. But
yeah, it's going to be an exciting time, guys. From now until the end of the year, we're going to be bringing you a lot of really cool content on stuff. And
what's this stuff we have in
new product releases. I guess I forgot about that. The infamous Reflex Sport Harness. It's the more minimal sized Reflex harness compared to their normal Reflex harness. Retails at $119.95. Comes in 3 different colors. That is the gray Python that you're looking at there. I just switched over. I like it.
Is it nice?
It's super nice.
This looks like it's going to be a competitor to Carbon.
It looks like it is, and we're going to do a comparison video on that.
Hell yeah!
So, and then HK released the Sonic Loader glow-in-the-dark paintballs. So that thing is really cool. We're going to be doing a video on that as well.
This Sonic has like little lights in it to charge your glow-in-the-dark paint.
It does. It's really cool. So if you turn it on...
Here, you take the top shell off. Or you can even just see it. Look at that.
There you guys have it right there. So that is glow-in-the-dark. So it charges the paint. The paint already kind of glows in the dark, but when you charge it, it's really cool. I already checked it out and did some... testing myself.
And is this their normal quality of paint? Just happens to be glow in the dark? Is
it's actually really nice. It seems like the paint is a little bit harder shell.
Okay.
So I'd say it's probably like a level 2 equivalent, but I will say it's very round and it flies very straight.
That's all I care about.
So if you guys want some fun for like Halloween or whatever, check this out on the website. And yeah, it's a really cool product. So for sure.
But thank you guys for watching. Also, I guess since we're talking about glow-in-the-dark stuff, Ohio State was supposed to play the tournament at Paintball Lab this Saturday, but that just got canceled moments before I came in here. So this would have been the perfect opportunity to try to pick some of these up and shoot them there, because it's going to be under the lights at night. It's a Halloween-themed tournament, but Maybe next year, maybe later on, because they're going to push it back. Thank you guys for watching very much.
Have a good Halloween, guys.
Yeah, go do something spooky, wear a costume, and make sure you hit the link in the description.
Shoot some of this paint, just not anybody without a mask.
And yes, make sure they're wearing masks. Grab that, and then get it from the link in the description. Okay, bye. Later.
I'm so free.